I've heard the name before, but looks like he is playing Crustle. So he's playing the counter pick deck. He's trying to dodge some Guardia today, and so far it looks like it has gone pretty well for him. Versus Ojvind, and I'm not even gonna try to pronounce the last name because I'm sure I already butchered the first name, but on Charizard, and won a regional with Charizard this season, and as far as I can tell, has been playing like a ton of Charizard basically since it came out. And that is the deck that he likes to play. I think I am going to actually switch my camera here because I'm using my phone camera primarily, and it is on its last legs here. It's starting to die. So we're going to switch to my laptop's webcam here. So great start for Ojvind. Hopefully I am saying it right, because if not, I'm going to continue to say it wrong for the rest of the game. But lots of Pokemon down. He's got that Chi-Yu out, which is going to be great for the Crustle. Actually, I don't actually know how this matchup goes, but it seems heavily favored for the Charizard player here. Because they have the Dusknoirs to get through the Crustals, they can attack with Chi-Yu, they can even do some damage with Charmander. Cornerstone, I think, is going to be the bigger problem here, most likely. Obviously, the Munkadoris come out, so it's not easy to, like, two-shot or, like, do just chip damage to the Crustals and knock them out that way. But that being said, I mean, there's just so many ways to get around the Crustle ability. But, of course, on the other hand, Dusknoir is giving up prizes. And Crustle is taking prizes at the same time. So, we've got Luxury Escapes in here, too. Those could be big for keeping these Crustals alive. Go ahead and evolves the bench one. Let's keep that one alive a little bit longer. What does this attack do? It is... Okay, this just evolves. It's just Ascension. Okay. So yeah, just going to go ahead and get another Crustle out. Just going to plug my phone in. I mean, I'm honestly, given how good the setup is, how quick it's getting going, the Luxurious Capes, I think the Crustals might actually be in a good position. I see the vision for the Charizard player. There's lots of ways to deal with these Crustals, lots of attackers, even if they're not the most impressive attackers. And then, of course, there's the Dusknoirs. So I don't think it's going to be easy for the Crustle player. But looking at it, thinking about it a little bit more, the Crustals are already set up to start attacking very soon. They're going to be taking knockouts. They're going to be dealing with these attackers, especially if you get a boss on the Chi-Yu and knock it out. That way it doesn't get to hit with the bonus damage. I honestly think that benching the Chi-Yu at all might have been a mistake for the Charizard player. I think that you maybe try to bench it the same turn that you evolve into the Charizard. That way your opponent can't get the boss on it first. Now, these Crystals are weak to fire, so that's very big here too, right? Knockouts are going to be taken on these Crystals for sure. We can get... I mean, the Dark Energy doesn't even matter here, right? It's still going to die to Chi-Yu for sure, even with the Lux Cape. Yeah, so it looks like... Okay, Greg came fourth or top four at NAIC this year. That's like definitely is only cut, but I mean lots of other solid finishes. So that I must have seen his name in top four. But yeah, I mean clearly no slight top four with Gardevoir too. Not a easy deck to play. Dusclops. Chiyu gonna go ahead and knock out the Crustle. Monkey is gonna come up. Just gonna try to buy some time while he sets this next Crustle up. And yeah, okay. I think I was right in my initial analysis. With this fire weakness, it's gonna be very, very tough for the Crustle player to deal with all of these single prize fire type attackers. We've already seen two prizes taken. There's no attacker ready for Greg yet. I mean, even if he gets to energy under this Crustle this turn, he still doesn't have an attacker yet, right? Gonna turbo energize, so gonna set up the Crustle, get it going. Gonna put 2 grass on there. But yeah, I just mean, like, how's he even gonna get through what is already going on here? I mean, the Charizard player could win this turn. And yeah, I'm saying the Charizard player because I don't want to keep mispronouncing his name. But I mean, all he needs is Dusknoir, Dusclops. I mean, it's not. I mean, not all he needs. It's not. I don't want to make it sound easier than it is, but I think he just needs Dusknoir or Dusclops, right? Quick search. He would just be doing it if he had it, right? So I don't think he has it yet, but the Ionos can also be like super crushing for a deck like Crustle. Once he forces the Crustle player to take some more prizes with Dusknoirs and such. I think this was kind of an unfortunate matchup for Crustle to be up on stream against. Just looking at it. You got all these players at 4-0. I'm surprised to see Zard Dusknoir this high, to be honest. I like Zard pitch, but I was definitely preferring it with Munkidori. But, I mean, Dusknoir is a good card. It's certainly a good card. Just going to Turo that Charizard, get the Charizard back in the hand, so you can reuse it, and it can't get trapped. And it looks like we're just going to retreat the Chiyu into a Charmander, because we want to use it for that full damage effect. I mean, there's not really any point in chipping a Munkidori. That'll just give the opponent more damage to work with the Adrenal Brain. So we got Pokegear, Town Store, Arvin, and see what else. We're using the Town Store. Pokevitals, the ace spec of choice here. Looks like just, yeah, I mean, typical Crustle stuff. Lots of boss. Not even grabbing a tool, just playing the Town Store. Which, I mean, you might not have realized there's no tools in deck to grab, but if you did, then I don't know if I would like playing the Town Store, because might be just giving his opponent an option to search out a tool. Pokegear. I see a boss. I see another boss. And it looks like just boss. What's that card on the front? Looks like Via Seeker, like Fire Red, Leaf Green set Via Seekers, but I know it's not Via Seeker. But maybe it is another old school version of a newer card that I just didn't recognize. So we're probably gonna see the Chi-Yu knockout here, like just retreat, boss the Chi-Yu. Because otherwise the Chi-Yu just one-shots the Crustle, I think. Is it an Artisan, maybe? Still not totally sure what the last card in hand is. Night Stretcher? No, okay. Well, we're seeing the retreat. He's just looking through his resources. Just pass? Pass. I don't know. The thing is that, like, if you're like, I'm not saying that Boss Chi-Yu seems foolproof, but if you're passing here, what are you waiting for? Like, what are you going to draw that's going to change your position? Or are you just going to try to wait for your opponent to attack? Because these Curse Blasts are scary. They're not... You know, like, you're going to have to put some pressure on. Charizard player playing very patiently, just slowly building towards a win condition. He knows that if neither player is attacking, that he's going to be able to set up a big combo turn potentially. Just build up a bunch of powerful pieces in hand until he can drop them all at once and just win the game. And that's why I'm saying, as the Crustle player, like, you need to be proactive here. You need to boss that Chi-Yu and knock it out, or... I mean, yeah, I think that's the only real option here. I think he just, does he want to Iono first and try to Ono into another boss? And if you boss now on the Chi-Yu, then it's like, okay, what was the point of not doing it last turn? Yeah, so I mean, he's just going to pass again. I just don't know what he's building towards. Maybe there's a tech card I'm not seeing. Maybe he's looking for the Cornerstone. Maybe he wants to get that on the bench first, but this might just be game. Dusknoir comes out. Adds, what, a rare candy to hand, I think? Pass. Maybe next turn he's got it. Okay, Iono. If that's what you were waiting for, it is here. Yeah, so we're gonna Iono. He had Alana's Aid there too he could have played, which I don't know why not set up. Get some more resources back. I mean, I think he is just looking at the Cornerstone, I assume. Mist Energy, Boss, Crispin, Crustle. What's that first card? Not sure. But we're just going to pass again. Still no Cornerstone. I'm assuming that is what he's waiting for at this point. Because that does seem like his best wall here. Set up Cornerstone and hope that your opponent just can't really knock that out. Quick search. I mean, does have to rebuild his hand full of the combo pieces he had been working on. Looks like he's eyeing up that rare candy. Because it needs what? Like rare candy, Night Stretcher. He needs to get some more energy into play. But you can probably do that. If you get like 2 rare candy Charizard, rare candy Night Stretcher on the same turn. Double Dusknoir. And then just swing with Chi-Yu into the Crustle. Chameleon discard. Yeah, okay, so you went for the Super Odd. It's going to get back some of those resources that he's going to need to get back to pull off his combo anyway. So Chameleon, double fire. Seems excellent. Eyeing up the Ultra Ball. Discards Cleffa and Artisan. Gonna get that Charmeleon. The other Charmeleon in the prizes as well. That could be relevant later on, or in the next games. Because that other Charmeleon can go ahead and do 180 with weakness. As opposed to just the 100 from this one. which with a Dusclops is a knockout on Crustle with Capes. Or Defiance Band is just a 240 for a knockout. Follows the bench one in Charmeleon and just plays Iono. Makes sense. And then probably just going to see a pass after that. Yeah. So the Crustle players, we have quite a few more options now. He's got Jet Energy, Colress's Tenacity, Cornerstone, Crispin, going to set up that Cornerstone. So this, I think, has to have been what he's looking for. And now, I mean, he is in a better spot now that he has this Cornerstone down. This is going to be the hardest thing for the Charizard player to knock out. It's probably going to require double Dusknoir, at which point it might be difficult for him to deal with the Crustle. So this is, I think, what the Cornerstone player was looking for. Which means he's got to be feeling a lot better now. He can Jet Energy it up into the active spot next turn. And he only has 3 prizes available on other Pokemon. So if the Charizard player doesn't go after the Cornerstone, then you can only take 3 prizes on Munkidori plus Crustle. Arvin sees the Night Stretcher. Quick Search finds a rare candy. Do we see double Dusknoir drop on the Cornerstone now? I think the Crustle player got a little bit lucky to get the Iono when they did, but I mean, it's paying off here. We're gonna see a Dusknoir. I don't know if I love this. If I love going for the Cornerstone now, but I guess he's worried about it getting these Dusknoir pieces getting bossed, right? He just wants to take away that option now. But it would have been nice to combine this with an Iono on the following turn. So 2 prizes left, I think, then, for the Charizard player now. So he just has to go through this Crustle. Cornerstone comes down and is immediately neutralized. Missed energy on the Charmeleon. Okay. I mean, I guess just don't want to get trapped. Passes. What do we see drawn here? Another Crustle. Tenacity, I think, was a card I saw earlier that I thought was Via Seeker. Well, I didn't think it was Via Seeker. I knew it wasn't Via Seeker, but I thought it looked like Via Seeker. Both players doing lots of resource checking here. These stall decks definitely create very meticulous board states. Resource heavy games. Passes back. So he's just going to try to set up another Cornerstone now. It'd be difficult for the Charizard player to deal with a second Cornerstone. Arvin, I'm thinking grabs another Super Rod if he has one available here. Palpad. I didn't see another Super Rod, but I saw a card at the back that looked like it might be a Super Rod. But I'm not totally sure. Okay, so quick search, grabbed, I think Super Rod there. So Super Rod probably going to put Duskull Dusknoir back in. Yeah, so Duskull, Dusknoir, and a Fire Energy. Buddy Buddy Poffin, get the Duskull back out. There it is. Palpad, shuffle double Iono or Iono Boss maybe. Boss. Iono. And Briar. Okay, that makes sense. Briar definitely could be big here. If you can Dusknoir the monkey. Or just Dusknoir, I guess it doesn't really work, right? It could be useful if the opponent. So if Greg takes one more knockout, right? And just take attacks with Crustle, then Briar, we can see Briar come into play in a big way. So it just makes things way more difficult for Greg, ultimately. Because now the 2 prizes are going to be taken on the monkey if needed. Because we would just need to see... I mean, I'm not saying a super easy way for him to do it anyways, but I guess... Yeah, I mean, I guess you could just attack with Charizard into monkey, in theory, at some point if the opponent has 2 prize cards. You can even just use Dusknoir on the Crustle and then Charizard the monkey. So this puts a lot more pressure on Greg. Grass Energy comes down and is going to play Iono. So the Grass Energy is going to be used to retreat. Hand Disrupt a little bit. Make things more difficult. But Greg is in a bad spot for sure, once again. 2 Charizard in hand. Not going to be enough to win the game, that is for sure. But there's just not a lot of options for Greg to take these last 3 prizes now. It looks like he's going to start attacking. He's going to say, okay, I gotta rush you before you can build up a big hand size again with Pidgeot. Or, I think he just might have just retreated. Yeah, he didn't take a prize there. So he's not even going to attack. He's just going to get the Monkey Dory out of harm's way to make it more difficult. Yeah, he couldn't attack. If he attacked, then Quick Search just grabs Fire Energy and Chi just knocks out. So he's retreated to Crustle to play around Briar plus Dusknoir, and then we could always see a boss on the Chi in a future turn. Sorry, there is a bee in here. 1 second. Alright, I'm sorry about that, guys, but I killed the wasp. It's gone. I couldn't get it to leave. But honestly, it does not look like much has happened. Palpat's still on top of the discard pile. It's the Charizard player. He's no card has been played since on that side. And not seeing really any progression. It looks like Greg Arvin for Pokevital. Okay, we evolve into Charizard here. Does he have it? There's no way. He might. We go 2 on the active. Okay. 1 on Chi-Yu. And then just hit for 60. Is that the angle? Oh, 1 on the Charizard. Okay, he should have, I'm sure, another recovery card left. Get a nice treasure for another fire. Yeah, so we're just hitting for 60. I mean, this puts pressure on, right? Like, Greg has to start using, can only heal 30 of this a turn with Degenerate Brains, but he also has other healing cards. But I think the idea is to put him at risk of getting knocked out by Chi-Yu. So the 30 goes on to Duskull. But if the Duskull goes down, Briar is live. But he can go next, and he can go Adrenabrain, knock out the Duskull, and Crustle into the Charmander. And then he might still just lose to Chi-Yu. I'm curious if Greg can find a line here, because I'm not seeing it, but we also don't fully know what resource the Charizard player has left, right? Like, I didn't see any more basic fire in his deck, so but he might have Night Treasure. Oh, are we just going to knock out here? Debating the Pokevital. I don't think the Pokevital is worth it. I don't know. He'd be at 190. Rare Candy, Dusknoir. Yeah, so it would have been enough actually. Dusknoir, 160 plus the 60 from Charmander. Yeah, so you do need a Pokevital. You're gonna see that. Oh no. Doesn't want to pop the Dusknoir before the Iono, because although it would give Greg one less card, it would remove some significant options. Countercatcher is not quite game. He needs Briar still, but he can win with. Oh no, yeah. Next turn he can go Briar, Dusknoir the Crustle, and then Countercatcher the Munkidori. He needs another energy though. Actually, I think he got a second fire. Yeah, he did get a second fire on the Charizard there. Okay, Iono's back. And the Charizard player needs both Crustle and Briar, Countercatcher and Briar next turn. Energy Switch and Boss. Not really cutting it. Are we gonna see? I mean, we might as well hit this Pidgeot, right? There's no, we haven't seen a Adrenabrain from the Charizard player, and hard to hit both Munkidori and Dusknoir, so I think Ojvind has it locked up here probably. I don't see a Briar in deck. Does that mean that he already has it in hand? Maybe, or maybe I just missed it. One of the two. Yeah, I think I did see a Briar during the shuffle, actually. Yeah, I do see it. So you just grab the Countercatcher. What are we going to retreat to? Yeah, not going to retreat. Don't need to. Just pass. Boss. Tenacity. He had Boss. What is this grabbing? He's not playing Boss. Oh, this doesn't matter, right? No, you take one prize and you still can't get Briared. At the very least, you knock out the Charmander. What card is that? Training Court? That does nothing. Wait, why didn't he just boss the Charmander? Then the Dusknoir can't be used at all. I'm so confused. Yeah, okay, he just wants to boss... Oh my god. Greg had it. If Greg knocks out the Charmander, there's no longer a way to knock out the Crustle. But now, Ojvind plays Briar, Dusknoir is the Crustle, and then counter catches the Munkidori. Yeah, I think Greg was thinking, oh, well, the Pidgeot is going to retreat, and then I'm going to boss it next turn. But, like, that, he just won anyways. He just bossed Charmander. That was the last... Then the Curse Blast couldn't have been used. And that's game. Wow. That was a major throw there. I think he just did not see the play. He didn't line up how Ojvind was going to win the game. I think he just thought he had the game locked up. He just needed to keep attacking until he took 6 prize cards. Man, that's kind of an unfortunate way for the game to be lost there. And I genuinely think if the Charmander goes down there, that it's just locked. But Waltz decks aren't as not as easy to identify all of your opponent's potential win conditions as people think it is. These Waltz decks are not always so simple when you play against these closer matchups. Wow, I was not expecting the game to end that way. I thought Ojvind was in the driver's seat for so much of that game. But Greg managed to be in a position where that boss could have won it for him. Because then Dusknoir cannot be used. Or would it have been game anyways? You know what, it might have been, right? Because if he takes 1 prize, he goes down to 1 prize anyways. And then Ojvind can just... No, because then Ojvind can't Briar. Yeah, I think it was fine. Man, that's a bummer. Well, Greg decides to go first. Gets a Dark Energy out of the Munkidori in the active. And then we just see Ojvind use Call for Family. Go to get Charmander, Duskull, start setting up the board. You see Poffin and Turbo Energize looks like getting eyed up. Which probably got to play pretty quickly here if you're Greg. I mean, you don't want to tie. I mean, maybe at 4-0 we could contend with a tie at this point. But there's only 11 minutes left, I guess. So if you're tying either way, you don't want to get 1-0'd though. I think you got to play as fast as you can just to even close a game out, right? You haven't touched return yet. Boom, throw down the double, and then just Turbo Energize. I wonder, he's got to have realized that he could have, at least for the future, that he could have done that differently. I assume he sees the mistake there. Rare Candy into Dusknoir. Oh, Curse Blast the Dwebble. That's huge. Just goodbye. Goodbye, all 3 of those energy that you just committed there. And you're down to Turbo Energize as well. I don't know how many Greg plays, but I mean, you might just play the 1. Probably plays 2. And we're just going to call Family again. We're going to get Duskull and another Pidgey, maybe? Yeah, it looks like those have been tossed to the front. Seems good. And for Greg, we're eyeing up an Earthen Vessel. Has the Tenacity, an Air Balloon. Evolves. Okay, just going to go with the Tenacity. Town Store and a Grass Energy. Yep, and then Town Store grabs Cape. And then we're probably going to retreat to the Crustle just so that the monkey doesn't go down to just the Zard attack. So it'll be kind of difficult for Ojvind to power up any other attackers. Nope, okay. Just going to leave the monkey very active. Seems fine as well. I'm not saying that's inherently incorrect here. Looks like Ojvind's just going to go for Iono into Evo TM anyways. But if we do see a rare candy Zard draw, I think that is probably a strong play. But only if he has a Chi-Yu that he can also put the extra energy on. Oh no. I think Greg drew an extra card there. I think he might be a little bit tilted here. And this is not going to help with that. I mean, I hope it's just a warning. After all, he is going to draw that card for turn anyways. But we'll see. I mean, it probably is a DPL. Unfortunately, I mean, a warning I think would be completely reasonable, given that there's not really any advantage gained. He does get to have the information about what that card's going to be a little bit in advance, but ultimately, the result is the same. It just gives him a little bit more time to plan his turn, I suppose. I mean, that sucks. Let's see. Let's turn on the. Let's see what. Okay, we are actually a little bit behind, so let's switch to live. Okay, that only bumped us up a couple seconds. What are the casters saying?
Higher factor of that matchup, and immediately Greg's thought process was just thinking about how do you go about getting rid of the Dusknoir, when if he had just taken a step out, scoped his vision just a little bit wider, he would see, well, if Dusknoir's the problem and my opponent
looks like they're just talking about the
just go to one prize, what does my opponent do?
talking about the Charmander play because they don't have
this match. I'm sure especially during a judge call like this, he's got to be kicking himself a little bit in
much else. Yeah, I mean, they're just kind of saying what I was saying. There's probably tilted from realizing the mistake that he made last game, a little bit frazzled, and then obviously he's thinking, yeah, I didn't take a prize, I never attacked, but he did take a prize. It's Curse Blast, so he does have to only draw 5 off the Iono here. And now here we are. I'm gonna pause the recording here for the YouTube viewers, I think, until we get a ruling. Okay, so for YouTube viewers, they just picked a card at random, that one of the extra cards that was drawn, and shuffled it back to the deck. They did separate the cards that were shuffled to the bottom of the Iono before shuffling the card back to the deck, but it has been resolved. Nothing on the graphic yet to indicate that there was a DPL, so I'm going to assume that there was no DPL for now, and we'll play on. I mean, it says they only have 7 minutes and 50 seconds left. I think that is without the time extension. So they should have another 4 minutes after that, but I don't know. Maybe that is with the time extension. See, another double come down. Now, this is a tough spot for Greg, too, here, because after all that, you're going to be a little frazzled, but he still needs to be able to maintain pace, because he needs to finish. He needs to take 5 more prize cards before time plus turns is up. And game 1 was like 40 minutes long. Lux Cape. I don't know if he's going to slam on the Crustle here. I think he probably wants to wait. Okay, no, he's going to Ascension, so he's definitely going to... Oh, no, he doesn't have the energy. He just has to sack the Crustle. Doesn't even have an attachment for a turn. And the card that was shuffled back in from the penalty was the Dark Energy. That's brutal. Quick Search is set up now here, too, so Ojvind's going to be able to start pulling off some plays. What are we seeing here? We got a Dusclops down, Charmeleon's coming out, and just another Color Family. Playing it slow. Second Charmander. Greg is going to Town Store for nothing. Maybe it's just, I think it's just 3 Cape and Energize, maybe. Is all the tools in the list. Evolves and passes. At least he had the evolution. Since he couldn't Ascension. We're going to see the Quick Search. And, I mean, if he gets a Charizard set up here, he can just go ahead and toss a couple energy onto... okay, it looks like he's actually eyeing up the Charmeleon, which makes sense. It can one-shot this Crustle if it gets 3 energy on it. So if he just evolves into this Charmeleon this turn, and then the other one goes into Charizard and puts 3 energy on it. Now, I wonder... Oh, he can do it this turn. Yeah. So, boom. Charizard comes down, 3 energy on there. And Greg will not be able to respond to the knockout on this. And of course, Ojvind still has access to Turo if Greg tries to stall the Charizard in the active spot. So this is not looking good. A lot of pressure coming on here. And the Dusclops plus Charmeleon is enough to knock out the other Crustle as well. So Ojvind can just boss that other Crustle next turn and knock it out. Munkidori comes up with the air balloon. I think I see another Munkidori, but looks like they're just going to go pop in, get another Crustle. Or Dwebble, sorry. I don't even see one. So, I mean, we got to get the Cornerstone down, but the Cornerstone is also taking big damage from this Charmeleon now. This 3 energy Charmeleon is kind of a massive threat. And it's going to take a while to set this Cornerstone up. I don't even know if I like benching the Cornerstone here. But I mean, I guess you kind of have to. Because otherwise, Ojvind could just win. Just board wipe you. Just going to leave the Munkidori active probably. No, he is going to go into the Cornerstone. I mean, maybe he can penny it. Boss, Lux Cape. I don't know about this, guys. A Dusknoir would be enough to... would allow him to knock out the Cornerstone. I mean, if which means there definitely is not a DPL here. Because I think that if there's a DPL, then Ojvind just has game. Quick Search. Grabs Dusknoir. Dusknoir pops on the Cornerstone. And then hit for 90. That's game. So I'm going to assume there's no DPL for sure now. Arvane coming down. Grabs Ultra Ball. Ultra Ball. Grabs Dusknoir. Still has Quick Search. Discards Pidgeot and Artisan, it looks like. Dusknoir. Okay. Quick Search. Let's see how much damage this turn's gonna do. Dusknoir. Okay, so he's just going to go for the knockout on the Cornerstone. Attaches another fire. Right, because he needs another fire to attack, because it discards energy every time. He gets down, goes ahead and goes down to 4 prize cards now. 2 to 4. Sorry, 2, not 4. Was at 4 already. And yeah, Greg's at 4 still, and cannot attack this turn. Crustle needs energy desperately. I think he's just seeing a boss, an Arven, or an Iono. Okay, so lots of options. I think we are certainly just going to see an Iono here. Dusclops, boss, fire is what Ojvind needs to win next turn. Boss brings up the Charizard, so he's going to try to stall. A minute and 32 seconds left. I mean, Quick Search for Turo. Is that what we're gonna see here? Yeah. That's what he's eyeing up at least. There's the Turo. Pick up the Charizard. Bring up the Pidgeot. Probably just let the Pidgeot take a hit. I mean, you can evolve this into Charmeleon, and then next turn you can just Zard for some more energy. So yeah, just going to pass the Pidgeot active. Can't get attacked here anyways, and as you retreat. Mist Energy finally has found another energy onto that Crustle, and then an Iono. Hopefully, leaving Ojvind with not a lot, but I mean, he's still got Quick Search, so doesn't really need that much either. I think that's the Jet Energy there, so that could be attached to get to attacking next turn, ideally with a boss. Might just see Ojvind go like Zard for 3 fire and just put like 2 on the Zard, 1 on the Charmeleon, just attack. I don't know what resource he has left though. Not even the Munkadori didn't seem that good anyways. Okay, time was called. Greg's just going to concede. He knows that he's not really winning this game anyways, and he's certainly not winning it in 2 turns. So Ojvind managed to take that game 1-0. And very, very well played. I mean, he clearly knows how to play Charizard Dusknoir. I mean, that is what he has gotten played all season, to my knowledge, and he's shown that he is one of the best at it. Greg, I think, his deck's cool. I think that overall he made some good decisions. I think he made a few bad decisions that really cost him, and I'm sure he'll be able to pull it back and get his head back in the game for the next round. I think we'll probably still see Greg and Crustle in day 2.